Welcome, I'm Lisa Besmer, and on behalf of State Street Theater, we are hosting Something Artsy. And we would like to thank the Prairie Lakes Regional Art Council and New Cat for helping us with this production this month. So the first person we've got today is Sandy Reinke, and she's here on behalf of State Street Theater.
Hi,
so
Lisa.
There's always things going on
Oh
at
my
State
goodness.
Street.
You know, we're always so proud to be in New Ulm, but I'm telling you, with State Street Theater, we're so incredibly fortunate. I've just been on the board for 1 year. I work with the booking and the marketing committees, and I have just been like a puppy in a playpen with all of the kids and everything, because this is just the most fun I've had, getting involved in all of the wonderful things that we bring to New Ulm.
Right.
And we just had Kenny Rogers or Alan Turner, yep,
Right.
here on Friday night, and I had missed the last couple performances that have been at the theater, and I had almost forgotten how much fun it is.
Oh, it was really
oh
fun
my
on
goodness!
Friday.
If you guys haven't been to the theater, you've got to come. There is something for everybody,
Right.
and we've been busy.
And the tribute bands that we've been getting, I'm also on the board with Sandy too, have really been good. We've had John Denver, and then now Kenny Rogers. We had the Beatles. All of them
Yeah.
were really. It's really good entertainment.
Yeah,
It really
and you
is.
know what, we're gonna give you a little sneak peek of what's coming up in
yes.
we're just about ready to start our new season. The State Street Theater season runs from July of 2023 to June of 2024. So that brings together a whole new slot of both productions. So we've got plays and then also our different performances, and we've got quite a few tribute acts. But it is just a great menu of variety. So I can't wait till you guys can hear about that.
And we just got done with Shakespeare, Much Ado About Anything. So
Yes.
that was about 350 people attended that. And that
Yes, very well attended. And with that, we had some grant money that we were able to offer a workshop for people to come in and learn more about Shakespeare. So we actually had some local people come and help us with that. We called this workshop Shakespeare Light, and for those people who are kind of afraid of Shakespeare or don't understand it, the play that they did, Much Ado About Nothing, right? Is they actually kind of stated that or put it in a setting of a jazz club. So it was kind of like back in the 40s. So because of that, Dr. Dan Grebner, and also Larry Zaire from MLC came, and they talked to the 25 guests who came to this workshop and helped them understand a lighter version of Shakespeare. They looked at the era of the 1500s when he actually wrote these plays, and Larry also shared his experience with taking his students to London to actually view Shakespeare there, and also they helped understand the storyline about Much Ado. And it was a wonderful comedy, and they had a great time. It had about 50 different cast members.
And how they remember the lines
I
always
can't
blows
even,
me away.
I know.
And kudos to Michael and Christina Kister for putting it
Yes.
all on. And
Yeah, they and she had a baby in the
In
midst of
between
all
it.
of that too. So
Right.
yes, way to go, girl. You make the rest of us look kind of lazy.
certainly does.
Yes, but so that was a huge success. And then, of course, we had our Kenny Rogers, we just talked about. We kind of had some audience participation on that one with a little card deal, and that was just a little bit more fun. So we try to do something like that with every one of our performances, and it's just a fun experience for everybody. The next production that we're working on right now, so if you drive by State Street Theater in the evenings and you go, oh my goodness sakes, what's going on there now? Lots of cars there, because they've got a cast of over 60 people that are in Cinderella. So that is the production that is going to be taking place at the theater on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, July 28th, 29th, and 30th. The evening ones are, I believe, at 7:30?
Yes,
7 o'clock. And then the Sunday is, I believe, at 2 o'clock. What I can tell you also that tickets are available. They'll be at outlets. They'll be at the office. They'll be on Eventbrite, which is how you can get there from our website, which is statestreetnewulm.org. You can call our office at 359-9990. The tickets will be at the outlets, which are the Chamber, Hy-Vee, and then of course at State Street Theater. $15 in advance, $20 at the door, and kids are all $5. And they're gonna do some fun things. They've got some like Prince and Princess Punch, I think they're gonna do. The kids can get some wands. And I think they're even gonna try to do, and this hasn't been completely planned yet, but there may even be a meet and greet of the different characters on Sunday's matinee show. So, you know, if you're a grandparent like I am, you know, take that grandchild to that wonderful, wonderful play. It's a musical. If you're a parent, take those kids there. It's just fun. Get them introduced to the theater.
And I can't believe that the actors and actresses are coming from a wide area. We're talking Mankato. The ballet dancer is phenomenal. She's from Mankato, I believe.
Yes.
Winthrop, Sleepy Eye. There's just a big group of different areas, so it's neat.
Yeah, it is. The draw is absolutely amazing. So that's something that we're super, super excited about.
Then we start in on a really fun thing that I know you're really involved in on August 12th.
That's right. So on August 12th, we have a tribute band coming for Jimmy Buffett. And it's called Air Margaritaville. And they're actually playing quite a few places throughout our tri-state area this summer. They're very, very popular, and they have a great, great following. In fact, I think up in the metro area, there's a group called the Parrot Heads, and they've already let us know that they are making that announcement to regional Parrot Heads to come on down to New Ulm that weekend. So August 12th, mark that on your calendar. We have a couple different options for tickets for that. For this one, we have our usual concert show ticket. Now that's going to be $30 in advance or $35 at the door, but we have another ticket option for $50 this time. And that's going to include a backstage pre-show event called Music in Margaritaville. So for that ticket, you not only get to the concert, but you get early seating, which is always so nice. And you also get a choice of a margarita or another beverage, a charcuterie. Did I say that right?
You did really good.
I practiced. Charcuterie treat for each of you. And also there's going to be entertainment by the Islanders, so kind of that island jam music. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. That's going to start at 5:15. We're encouraging people to come casually, but wear those Tommy Bahama shirts and your flip-flops and your sunglasses, and we're just going to have a great time. So join us with that.
So that's August 12th at 7
August
o'clock.
12th, yes.
Right.
Yes, and then shortly after, actually, at the end of September then, we are going to be having another tribute concert, and that is for someone who actually recently passed, Gordon Lightfoot. You know, the guy that sang The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, I think is what most people remember him. And he passed away recently, but we had already had this performance booked, so now we're really excited to be able to share his music as a legacy to him. And that's going to be Saturday and Sunday. It's one of the few shows that we do where we're going to be offering two. So we have a Saturday night and a Sunday afternoon. So it's September 30th and October 1st, Saturday and Sunday. Stay tuned for more information on that one, and you can always look at our website again at statestreettheater.org, statestreetnewulm.org, and you'll see some updates on all of those different things.
Now, if you want to take in a lot of these plays and music groups, what is the best way to do it?
I tell you, now is the time for you to think about this. So we've got, I'm going to tell you in a minute, these great bands and these performances, these productions that we have coming up. But you have an opportunity. We just sent out some brochures. Quite a few of them probably got those, but we have a season pass. And remember that State Street Theater runs from July 1st, the season starts, and it ends June 30th of 2024. And we do have the option for you guys to purchase several different ways of getting a season pass. Now, if you're somebody who just prefers to go to the productions or the plays, we have a play series pass. So that's going to get you to Cinderella, which we've spoken about. The Christmas Express is the, I think it's going to be kind of a children's theater, I believe. And then Whodunit and To Whom, which is supposed to be hilarious. That'll be coming after the first of the year. So those 3 productions, you can get that series pass for $45, which is a $20 savings over getting them individually. There's also on the other side of that, the show series pass, which gives you an opportunity to see 5 stage shows for the 23-24 season. And this includes, now listen, because I am so super excited about this, just like the productions. Air Margaritaville, which is our Jimmy Buffett. Absolutely Fab, which is a tribute band to ABBA. ABBA, I cannot wait. So this is the same one. They come to Chanhassen, and you're going to get your tickets for a fraction of the cost than if you want to go to Chanhassen, which is such a lovely theater. But we've got just as good of an opportunity for you guys. Close to Christmas, we have Robert Robinson, which is a gospel singer. And I believe he's bringing a chorus with him. But you might remember him because he used to travel with Lori Line. But he is a very, very well-known gospel singer.
And if you haven't heard him, go on YouTube because he's got some wonderful songs on there.
Yeah, he's
great.
amazing. So again, his name is Robert Robinson, S-O-N. And then we have World According to Garth. And it's not Wayne's World. It's Garth Brooks tribute. And then we have, kind of rounding out that season pass for the shows, is a salute to the music of Prince. So as Minnesotans, I'm sure that we're all wear purple and enjoy that one to the fullest. Now that season pass for those shows is $125, and that's saving you $40 over the at the door price. If you want a full access pass, like me, you want to go to everything. So for all 8 events, you can pay it's $180, which is also a great, great deal. And then we have what we call a date night pass, which is the same as the full access, but you're getting 2 tickets for each one. So for each of the plays and for each of the shows. And that is $350. So that's a savings of $110. So if we're going to have the season passes available until October 15th, what that gets you is obviously discounted pricing. You get early seating before the general public, which is great. And the pre-sale prices will be available at the door for any additional guests that you bring. So they won't have to pay the at-the-door price. So I think that's a really cool benefit.
And it's also, if you're traveling or you can't come to that certain event, you can give them to your neighbor, your friend also. You just give them the coupon and then they can go as well. So.
Absolutely. But what a great way to take on all of this information. I mean, all of these different events that are going on. It's super exciting. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun year.
What's even going to be more fun is that after Christmas Express or Robert Robinson, then that is when the theater is going to go dark. And that's when all the seats will be taken out. Every one of the seats will be taken out, and all brand new seats will be coming in with railings. So we're really, really excited about that. That's going to be fantastic. So every seat in there will be comfy at that point. So
and I tell you what, we've got everybody's got great ideas on this board, and it's fun to hear about. Well, once we get the new seats, maybe we can do numbered seating, and people can choose their seat when they pick their tickets up, or when they when they purchase their tickets. So there's all sorts of things in the works, and we're always anxious to hear other people's suggestions as well, so you can let us know.
And if you would like to sponsor any of the plays or music groups.
That's right.
We certainly would appreciate that as well.
Yes. So we do, there are lots of other expenses that go with not just hiring these bands and putting these productions, but it's our staffing, and it's printing tickets, and it's all of these different things that go with trying to maintain, a menu like we have for the next year.
And a
building that's not real new.
Right.
So we all know what that's like. it's really important that we keep that money coming in to allow us to continue this type of offering to our community. We just recently sent out a newsletter, and in there we provided an opportunity for folks to sponsor the season's 3 upcoming plays. And we mentioned what those were: Cinderella, The Christmas Express, and then Who Done It and To Whom. And we did get some very generous donations, and we appreciate every single dollar that we get, so thank you for those. If you know of anybody, if you or someone that you know would like to sponsor or would like to just donate, please do so, and you can call the office anytime and we'll have someone talk with you about that. And if you are a sponsor, your name will be listed in the play program, so just keep that in mind too. It's kind of a nice little kudos to an organization or a family, for instance. But I did want to mention that among those who provide financial support to the theater, we also get various grants, and we are really, really so appreciative of those. So we'd like to thank New Ulm Area Foundation, Minnesota State Arts Board, and the Prairie League's Regional Arts Council. Actually, the latter two are actually from the voters of Minnesota through the legislature's legacy funding. So these sources, along with our many, many, many volunteers, are really why State Street Theater is able to expand and offer so much of this wonderful entertainment to all the folks in the community and the surrounding area. So we are so very grateful.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming today and talking about all that's going on, all the fun stuff that's going on. Oh my goodness, I almost could, sprain my tongue with all the things that I wanted to say, and I never, there's just a lot to talk about, and it's all exciting. It is
so
exciting.
Thank you
Yes.
for having me on. I
Yes.
appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Sandy.
And thank you to New Cat for allowing us to do this.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. Now I have another exciting guest. I've got Paula Marty from Morgan Creek here.
Hi, Lisa.
And I can't wait. These are she's got my favorite wine right in this basket here. So you've got a lot of stuff going on.
We
this
always
month.
do. I mean, it was very nice listening to what's happening at State Street Theater. They do too, and that's great. And our wines are served there, so we're
Yes,
very
they are.
happy about that partnership. We're also grateful that they're doing this series of opportunities for others like us that want to promote New Ulm and then also cooperate with all sorts of other activities that are going on that might not be in the same lane as each other.
Exactly.
But they work together anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. So I was really interested in hearing about the Shakespeare Light. And it made me think of what we're doing at Morgan Creek Vineyard. We're doing Johann von Goethe Light.
Oh my.
Another, Shakespeare is, of course, British, English. Goethe is German, and this month we're celebrating all things German, okay? Because of Bavarian Blast, of course, and our wines will be served. We're very happy about that at the Blast again this season. And so I wanted to bring our focus wines for the month, which are our German wines, which is the Zeitgeist. I'll put that out here. Zeitgeist is, of course, I talked about it last time I was on. Zeitgeist means spirit of the times. This was a wine that was developed for the 150th anniversary of the city of New Ulm, way back a few years ago already. And the emblem that's on here is the August Schell home site emblem of that's on the home of August Schell, depicting his career, his vocation, his how he functioned in the community, which was a forester. So on the bakers, they had bakers' homes, they had pretzels and bread. The sausage home, maker's home, had little strings of sausages. And on August Schell's home, because he was a forester, he had a deer, and that's how it became Deer Brand Beer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so Zeitgeist is a big award winner for us nationally, from the East Coast to the West Coast. We've won awards not only on the wine, and of course at the State Fair, and here in the Cold Climate Wine Conference, we've also taken first place with our Zeitgeist. It's also received awards for its label. So it's nice that all that little history is there, celebrating the 150th Spirit of the Times from 1854 to 2004, when the 150th anniversary of the city of New Ulm happened. Our next wine that we're going to feature for this season is this one, Lisa, and it's our Gewürztraminer. Now, no one can say that word. It's Gewürz. So W
Gewürz.
is pronounced as a V, like Richard Wagner, not Wagner, but Wagner, Richard Wagner. So Gewürztraminer is the name of the grape, and that is a German varietal that was developed in Germany, and it's very popular throughout that region. However, some of these grapes, which are all vinifera style grapes, which we do not grow in Minnesota. We grow cold hardy varietals in Minnesota that can survive to 30 below. Although the climate is changing now, so we're seeing warmer climates, so some of our cold hardy varietals are adapting yet to all of that adjustment. But you could never grow Gewürztraminer here in Minnesota successfully. We did try in our early years in 1993 when we planted our vineyard. And we buried them. We actually buried them in the ground. But they came back out and didn't do very well and never fruited. So we pulled them out. But we started our vineyard way before the university released any of the cold hardy varietals. So we had to replant.
Is this a dry or a sweet?
It is a I would say off-dry, light semi-sweet.
Okay.
And the flavor profile on this is that it has a sort of they call it a lychee nut character, which is a fruit, and then it has a little bit of cracked pepper ting to it at the end. So you get this little bit of zing, and this is a wine that goes very well with pork. It goes with Asian foods perfectly because the lychee nut is an Asian fruit, but it's got great versatility. It's a picnic wine, and it goes with all of those wonderful German sausages and bratwurst and whatnot. So it can be a very delicate wine. It can also be a very hearty picnic wine as well. This is like a Riesling, but this is also made from the La Crescent grape, which is a Minnesota cold hardy grape blended with the vinifera, which is the Riesling grape, which we can't grow here in Minnesota. So it's a combination of two.
Okay.
Right.
So combination of your own grapes.
Yes,
plus.
yes.
Okay.
Plus Riesling, which we get from the New York. We get the blending wine of Riesling from the upper northern region in New York.
Okay.
And we get that shipped in then for that.
Okay.
So, and then we ferment it. We get the juice raw. We ferment that, and then that goes into the blending process. So when you talk about something artsy, all fermentation is craft. It's art, and you have to be very committed to do this properly.
Yes.
So there's lots of failures and there's lots of success. You have to be able to live between the two worlds, and make that work for you. So we're very excited about what's happening with Jay Smarty as well at Black Frost, because he's doing this much like what the wine industry has to do. He has to do bench trials, he has to do fermentation and yeast cultures, and I know that they do that at the brewery to some extent, but not as detailed as what you usually do when you're making something that you're hoping to last longer. Like in wines, you hope they have the stability to last longer, and same with the type of product that Jace is working with. You want that to have a longer shelf life than beer does, which doesn't 4 months and it comes off the shelf right away. So those are our German emphasis for the German Wine Fest, and our German Wine Fest is also going to feature one other thing that is unique to us, and we've been doing it for 25 years. This is our 25th anniversary year this year.
Congratulations.
But we've been doing this for 25 years. The Bavarian Blast, Heritage Fest, all of those early German celebrations in New Ulm focused on the traditional polka, the marching band kind of thing, and whatever. So we are choosing to pick a little different focus. And so for years, because George, my husband, and our son Ben, and myself, we're all classically trained musicians. So we are focusing on probably, I would say, the most distinctive musician and composers of the world, renowned: Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, and Mozart. And we will have performances of all those, and in our monthly opera a la carte, which we do, Dr. Stephanie Thorpe will be coming from Mankato State University. She will be singing in German all the Mozarts and Bach pieces and Brahms and Beethoven pieces that they're going to be playing together. So between the two, Ben, Marty, and Dr. Stephanie Thorpe, they have this playlist that they have every year. So we put it out there in the classical style, which is a whole different experience, really,
Right.
of music and the history of their German. The German artistry of music and composition and how that gets incorporated into our daily lives in many, many ways.
So beautiful music, delicious wine, and a gorgeous setting.
And a gorgeous setting and a great menu. I did bring this along, which I just wanted to point this out. Our menu, what we work for or what we strive for at Morgan Creek Vineyards, since we are a sustainable, organic operation, we're striving for capturing the color, rhythm, sound, and fresh flavors of artisan-produced food, fine wine, craft beer in southern Minnesota. And we have what we call a grapes and grains focus. So our Grapes and Grains New Ulm project is to blend and work with wine and beer and sour beers and bring them together with food. And we work with our local producers, all of the organics around, and we also create little economic little hubs with different producers, whether it be garden or flowers or food or other kinds of products that we could utilize or promote at the winery. That's how we incorporate all of that into what we're doing into this Grapes and Grains New Ulm project. So grapes and grains are pretty big in New Ulm. It's by the
absolutely.
wineries, the
That's
beers,
right.
and the distilleries. So
That's right.
we're kind of building a new sense of industry and awareness of some of those products and how valuable they are in not only our food and our entertainment for drinks, but in our culture here in this community.
And our economy also.
Absolutely,
Completely,
because
with the
when you
farmers
work with
and-
all these little people, you're building your own economic base. And that leads me to this for the moment. I can do this
These are
little
so
segue.
pretty.
What we're doing with this is incorporating art into our wine and food and cultural activities at Morgan Creek Vineyards. We've done that since we've transitioned to organic because we realize we don't want to be selling China things made in China. We want to sell and produce and work with local producers.
Right.
So we've had the opportunity to work with a number of artists, and this is the year and season of the dandelion. So
yes.
we've been working with a local regional artist. His name is Cam Johnson. He's a fabulous artist. But this is just a print of what he's done. His picture is much bigger. This is all watercolor. But he tried to capture the spirit of this evolution of the dandelion through the soils, the healthy soils that we're trying to build as an organic operation, the strength of the root of the dandelion, which has great history behind it because it's herbaceous, it's medicinal, it's healthy. They make dandelion wine and all sorts of dandelion products out of that as well. And then what he also incorporates is the fact that this is a circuit or a cycle. The dandelion is self-pollinating. A lot of people don't realize that. They don't need the bee here to do that. The dandelion is self-sufficient. It's an amazing, amazing plant. And the evolution of this plant is what is shown in this particular art. And the evolution is shown in this glasswork. And so we work with a glass artist from Minneapolis. Her name is Madison Marty. She's not related to the Marty family here. But she did a series of glasswork that looked like dandelions. So they have the seeds incorporated into them. And then the long stem glass also has a dandelion seed at the bottom in the charm. So that's kind of a fun here.
We can see how pretty and yellow this is.
Well, it's a great gift.
And it really
it's
is.
something that, she's got the little symbolism of dandelion, which is optimism, growth, good luck, hope, and healing, which is a nice thing to remember about the qualities that the dandelion brings. So that we're quite excited about that. That's also part of what's happening this month because we do our artist convivia every month. And that's the second Saturday of the month during our brunch called Morning Toast. Our artists come in, they have their wares available, they're available to talk about these ideas, and they all come from Goethe, the German philosopher. He is the playwright that wrote Faust, the play and the poetry. And he's also a scientist, and he has developed a whole theory of color, which is another aspect that we're working with and understanding not only our wines, but what we work with in terms of our plants and how we present those things in our various ways as gifts that come from the spirit of who we are. And then our last surprise. And I'm excited to share this because this is brand new. This is Gavia. I'll let you take a look at that.
Yes.
Gavia is, this is our first release of Gavia from the new grape from the University of Minnesota. It's made from the Itasca grape, and it produces a dry white wine similar to a Chenin Blanc. So you might be familiar with Sauvignon Blanc and those, or even Chardonnay. They have a little more grassy character to it. The Chenin Blanc has a little more light, very delicate fruit character to it. So this is dry. This is a dry white. We're looking for more dry whites that are produced by the University of Minnesota program because we've got sweets, but we don't have as many strong whites. But what we love about this wine, if you look at it really closely here, and what we've tried to depict in our new label, is that it evokes colors of shimmering sunlight and the subtle aromas of pear, quince, violets, lemon, minerals, and honeysuckle. And so
It is
when
more
we
yellow, yeah. than
yeah,
the
it
other,
has. You
yes.
can see this is a clearer white, and this has more of a little bit of a shimmer to it. And so we wanted to do something special with this particular label, and we took the typical. Let me find it here. This is our logo, and we blew it up, and you can see it at the bottom there. We used half of it, and we created a little microcosm of all the activities we're doing in these little images or icons in here. So the dandelion is depicted in here. These are all herbs that we use in our organic composting when we do composting tea. And we use our farmers from lactating cows, and we build that compost as a live thing to support our vineyard and our grounds as well. But then the fun thing in here is we have the loon.
Yes.
And
right
the
there.
reason we got to the loon was because we were looking for names, and we thought it would be nice to have a bird from the Itasca region at the headwaters of the Mississippi River. So what could we do? How could we connect this to nature, which is what we're trying to do with all the activities we do, is to build it in and within and around a nature subject, looking at Goethe's principles as all is leaf. And that's actually the name of this painting, is all is leaf. And that was his philosophy, that everything that grows comes from a seed, and it comes up as some subset of a leaf of some kind or another. And so we started looking around for names. We thought of a bird. Sora was the name we came up with first. But we talked to our son, who is an evolutionary biologist student at University of Minnesota right now. And he said, well, Sora's nice, but gee, I think if it's a symbol of the Itasca grape you want to go for, you should maybe call it Gavia Immer. And every time Griffin mentions a name, we have to go to Google and look it up. You know, what does that mean? Well, let me just tell you. Morgan Creek Vineyards Gavia is named for the great northern loon, a member of the genus Gavia Immer, the family of water birds that dive. So what we've done in the picture here, our graphic artist, created a loon floating, a loon diving, and a loon rousing. And our grandson Griffin said, "I love the loon rousing." And of course, we had to go to Google again to find out what does rousing mean. And it's when the bird does this to get up out of the water.
Sure.
So on the little icon, you see their full color. They're all checkered white and black under the wing, as well as on top of their back. So it's going to be a fun month because we're going to release Gavia in honor of our 25th anniversary at Morgan Creek Vineyards, and we only have a limited amount of wine available, so we're not putting it out on the market. It's only going to be available at Morgan Creek Vineyards. So,
You know, there's just much more going into a bottle of wine than just
well,
smashing some
when
grapes.
you look at the art, you know, it has to depict your process, and the artistry of a lot of this becomes so commercialized that you lose the quality of the location or the company's mission.
Right.
And we've worked very hard to try and
We really have.
keep that together.
Yeah, it's
So
really neat.
all of our we call, these are labels, are our legacy labels. These are the first wines we started with. And then we have our commemorative labels, which is Zeitgeist is one of them. We have a commemorative label, Bison Blue, which is a commemorative of the Bison Drive Park at Minneopa State Park. And Gavia will be in our regular commemorative label lineup of wines. It's hard to get that all organized, but that's the goal anyway, is to get that all put together and accomplished. So,
And I have to say too, your website is great as
Oh.
far as what's happening, what's coming up. It's very, very good.
we're working on that.
Yes.
We are missing lodging. We're missing like the State Theater's schedule. We want to make our website a little mini market so that we can say when you come to visit Morgan Creek Vineyards, because we advertise in a 5-state region.
Right.
So we're bringing people in from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and South Dakota, and North Dakota for that matter too. We want to be able to say, when you visit Morgan Creek for jazz night or Morgan Creek for our wind down for the weekend classical evening, we want you to be able to take in that State Street Theater activity that's going on Saturday night and stay overnight at Bingham Hall.
That's right.
So,
That's
you know,
right.
we can help make that kind of community even tighter.
Yes.
And wine's a great subject, or
It
beer,
is.
to make that
It is.
happen.
But yes, do check out their website. It is very, very good.
Yeah, we have all of our events that are currently running, which is
Yes.
our yoga, brunch and yoga, our artist convivia, and then we do our jazz night and our regular wind down for the weekend every Friday night, which is a whole nother, it's a level of music that's, it's very different because it's classical and opera. We do opera once a month, and it's fun, it's street opera. Last month was French, next month is German. So
Ooh,
with
check it
Bavarian
out.
Blast and German Wine Fest coming up, it's all gonna work.
Well, thank
So,
you.
thanks for the
thank you,
opportunity.
Paula, for
Yep,
coming.
appreciate
This
it.
This is beautiful, so make sure you check it out, especially this next, in July.
Yes.
Since it is German month out at
At Morgan
the
Creek.
Vineyard.
Yep.
Yes. All right, thank you. We'll be
Yep.
right back.
Thank you.
Now we have Kurt Van Esten from Star Keller and Schell's Brewery. And I can't believe I've been watching Facebook and listening to different people talking about all that's been going on this last month. And July is even busier. But people are just amazed. The Father's Day, the cigar in the caves, that must have been, it sounded really, really like a neat idea.
Yeah, that one went over really well. We had both of our classes sell out for a first-time event. It was really unique.
Yes.
We had a cigar roller come down from Wisconsin and do his whole class and spiel. And yeah, it was a really cool opportunity to start to use locations that we haven't quite used for programming in the past. So,
Yeah.
and most people, you know, you hear about the caves, but you don't really get to go in them. So be able to utilize a space like that for an event kind of more intimate.
That's so neat.
It was really unique.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so now what do we have coming up in July?
Yeah, July is not as crazy as June, thank God.
You had 27 events in June.
We had 27 events, yeah. We have, let's see, I have 22 in July. So 10 music days and 12 food days. The one that I'm excited about is the food days. We did one kickoff. I kind of mentioned we were going to do that nonprofit pop-up brat stand.
Yes.
So we had a kind of a trial run with the Historical Society that went really well, but in July is when we kind of really kick it off for some extended weekends and back-to-back days. So we've got a lot of good feedback from that. We learned the ins and outs and
Yes.
how to tweak it, but I think that's going to be a really good one. So we're excited to kind of work with the community and things like that. But as for music, you know, we're still on kind of that every other Friday, sprinkled in some Saturdays, depending on what's going on, and then outside of Bavarian Blast weekend, every Sunday. Again, I mean, obviously we have crazy days and Bavarian Blast and Turnfest coming up,
Right.
so we're trying to be cognizant of what's going on town, as well as, you know, there's going to be people in town to try to capture them and bring them out to Schell's,
Right.
but not be a competition to, you know,
Good for you.
what's going on.
Yes.
So we're being very diligent of being a good community partner and being an extra versus us wanting to be the reason to come
Right,
to Schell's
right.
for July.
It's really, Shellsbury is so community focused, it's amazing, it really is, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we have, you know, like I said, we're trying to work around the festivals, the music. Our rentals and tours are just ticking away. Lots of bridal showers and groom's dinners, things. We're in that wedding season right now. The grounds are beautiful, so we have tons of photos and buses come out for their pictures the day of. So we're staying really busy with that. And then, yeah, basically when Thursday comes, the weekend kind of traveling starts, and it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of kind of craziness, and we can kind of catch our breath on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it starts all back
again.
over.
Right.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we've set our schedule up. So we've leveraged a lot of like community partners, and we have churches and things like that that do after hours things, and we cut them a deal to utilize the areas earlier in the week, so we can make sure that they can enjoy it and there's not 1,000 people running
Right.
around while they're having their meetings.
So every Sunday in July, except for Bavarian Blast, you'll have music in the beer garden on Sundays.
Correct.
And then also you'll have the pubs and paws.
So that stops that's just in June.
That's only in
So
June.
only
Okay, so
in
that's
June.
done. Okay,
Yep, so,
and then you've got music and the
some
on Friday nights
Fridays.
too.
Yep, about every other Friday, and then we sprinkled in a couple Saturdays, and we have one Thursday as well. That Thursday of Turnfest.
Okay.
As people are coming to town and trying to catch their breath and shake out what New Ulm has to offer. So we figured we'd bring in just a little bit more entertainment. I know Turner Hall is doing a big thing up there, but there's going to be a lot of families and
Yes.
friends in town, and they're probably going to want to spread out a
Right.
little bit.
And you've got a lot of different food trucks coming. It's
Yeah,
not
we
just-
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have barbecue trucks. We have Fred's Dogs coming down a couple times, so this is his first time with us. Lola's a couple times. Gouda Barbecue, Scotty Briggs Barbecue, and then, like I said, we have 4 brat stands, those pop-up brat stands with 3 different nonprofits in July.
Okay,
So that'll be
okay.
a fun one for us to get rolling.
Okay, so any time, just check out they've got a really, your Facebook is really, really good.
Yeah, we have a social media guy, Johnny. He does a great job with kind of wrangling my ideas and putting
Yes.
them into words and pictures.
He does really, really good.
Because I throw a lot of stuff at him, and I mean, he stays busy with reach outs and questions and things like that, but yeah, he has a good
and he
pulse.
responds, like
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
it's
his
fun.
name's Johnny. He's definitely Johnny on the spot when it comes to.
If you if you don't like Facebook or like Schell's on Facebook, make sure you do, because it's really a good active
Yeah,
site.
and if you're not a social media person either, I mean, our website, we share a calendar through that, and it's very cohesive. And if you're like I said, if you're not a social media type person,
Right.
all that information can be found on our website as well. So.
Just recently, there was a new video about they have live deer, they have fake deer, and they have deer brand beer. It's a really cool video if you haven't checked that one out. The other thing I have to ask you is Lake Escape. What kind of flavor is it? A light beer?
Yep, so it's a Kolsch style beer.
Okay.
It's on its way out.
Okay,
So
so make
it's
sure you get
definitely
it.
a summer,
Okay, right.
summer seasonal. It's crazy to think, but once kind of the 4th of July hits, I'll be head first into Oktoberfest planning. And
Right.
we're already about a month ago started brewing Oktoberfest. So we're already in that season.
Yeah.
It's fun to see the beers out and people talking about it, but in our planning and purposes of ordering products and packaging and all that, we're 1 or 2 seasons ahead of where everyone is enjoying our beer right now. So it's kind of
Right.
weird to hear those questions of, how's Lake Escape? And I'm like, I'm already thinking about Oktoberfest and Christmas beers. And
Okay, so if you haven't tried Lake Escape, make sure you get
yeah,
some right
yeah. So
away.
it's hanging on a little bit here, but yeah, it's kind of at the end of the run. But then like we have our sangria and things like that for our summer beers. And yeah, coming down the pipe is some of those multi beers, kind of as I can't believe we're talking about fall kind of around
Yeah,
the
let's
corner.
not do that, no.
But I mean, I kind of live in the future a little
Right,
bit.
you do.
So yeah, with like just kind of interesting to see the people come in and ask for certain beers, and then ask about the next beers and the next
Yes.
beers, and
It's got to be fun. It's always changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so make sure you check out their Facebook page and their website, because they are Johnny on the spot
Johnny on the
with
spot.
updating everything.
Yeah.
So, all right, stay busy and stay cool.
yeah, I
Thanks.
appreciate it. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kurt. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I am with Kara Knopf from C.A.S.T, from Communities and Community and Seniors Together. And we always love to catch up because we were classmates as well.
Yep.
But so there is a lot of stuff going on at C.A.S.T. I
Yes.
was looking at your Facebook page. Another really good Facebook person to like is C.A.S.T as well, because there's stuff going on, especially those virtual programs.
Yes. Yes, we just released our our July and August schedule. Our normal provider is the Senior Learning Network.
Okay.
During July and August, they take a hiatus. So I got to pick the programming for July and August. So this is all my doing. So I'm really excited about these. We have a really good selection coming up.
Yes, you do.
They're on Tuesday afternoons, unless noted, and at 1 p.m.
Okay.
Every Tuesday, they're free. Everyone is welcome to attend. You don't have to be a senior to come.
Right.
But
And
you certainly
so
can
you
be.
go down to the center.
To the Senior Center at room 111A.
111A.
We always have
Okay.
signs, and it's just a very casual thing. We watch the program, and we usually wind up discussing it for a good half hour afterwards of what it was about and what we thought about it. And sometimes we even follow up with an additional program or recommended reading, things like that. So it's very
Right.
good. But the first one, we are closed on July 4th, like most.
Yes. Good.
And just for one of our guests that comes to the center all the time, she said, let's do a show on Glen Sheen.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
okay. And have you ever toured it?
Yes. Yes,
beautiful.
it is, but it's been years.
It has been a long
Yes.
time. So we're doing a program on Glen Sheen on July 11th, and then followed up by Charles Lindbergh on July 25th. It's the complicated story of an infamous life. It's not just on the kidnapping, but it's on his whole life. So it should be very, very good. And then Thursday, July 27th, that's the non-Tuesday one, is American Slavery and its Impact on Society. And then followed by August 1st is The Secrets of Secret Societies, which
That
I think
sounds really
sounds
interesting.
so interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Then going into August 8th is Lewis and Clark's Brilliant Failure, their exploration. And then switching gears a little bit, Positive Psychology, the Science of Happiness.
That sounds really interesting too.
Yeah, especially in our world that's so stressful and so busy. How do people get happy? How do they stay happy? And then this one is my personal favorite, Over My Dead Body, Unearthing the Hidden History of America's Cemeteries, because I'm a history freak. And so this one should be very interesting, talking about how memorializing our loved ones has changed over the years, from mass graves to now they're doing cryogenics and things like that. So it should be very interesting. And then the last one is Tuesday, August 29th, is American Society Falling Apart, which should bring some very interesting discussion.
Exact. I was going to say a lot of talking after
Yes,
that one.
yes. So that's the virtual programs. And then we also have live programs. We call them the educational programs.
Okay.
We used to have the Castle Lifelong Learning, which had a membership fee of $100.
Okay.
For a couple, it was $200. And it would give you about 20 programs a year, in-person educational programs. We did a survey last fall and found that most people thought that price was prohibitive. A lot of seniors are on fixed incomes, or just they didn't find the value. Maybe they only cared for 2 of the 10 programs.
Right.
So in
Or
February,
if they were going to be gone for part of them too, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
snowbirds, or people go to the lake all summer.
Right.
So in February, we retired the Castle Lifelong Learning and replaced it with C.A.S.T educational programs. So they are now free, unless noted. The only time we have a charge is if it's a ticketed event.
Okay.
Okay, but it's free and everyone is welcome to attend. We go out of town. We're visiting other libraries, other libraries, other senior centers, and building relationships around the county and around the area. So it's really been a good thing. Today, in fact, we have the adventure that is Egypt with Terry Sweeney, which will be excellent.
Yes.
He and Ellie went to Egypt for 3 weeks in February, so he's coming to talk to us today. And then next Thursday, June 29th at 1:30, is Dave Borkhardt, County Commissioner, Homelessness in Brown County, which is something people don't think about.
No, we don't.
That it doesn't exist, and it does. So he'll be doing an excellent presentation on homelessness.
That sounds interesting.
That's next week, and then coming up in July, we have 6 more programs. We have UFOs in Minnesota with Chad Lewis, which is here at the library, and we heard him speak over in Gaylord at their speaker series. He did Gangsters in Minnesota, and is excellent. He's very into the paranormal. He's written 20 books on all sorts of different topics. So we're going to see him here at the library, followed by we'll be going to the Lunch and a Bite at the museum on Thursday, July 13th for Schell's Brewery and the Prohibition. A lot of the seniors feel uncomfortable going somewhere for the first time, especially alone.
Right.
They may be interested in these, but they just don't want to go. So we come as a group, and then you have someone to share the experience with, and it makes them more comfortable. So we're going to that, and then Dave Burkhart will be back on Friday, July 14th for drug use in Brown County, which again, you wouldn't think it's a problem, but apparently it's really prevalent, excuse me.
Yes.
And he'll be talking about that and bringing a special guest speaker, someone who's been through recovery and is going to share their story with us too.
That sounds really, and again, you don't have to be a senior to
No.
attend. These all sound good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone is welcome to come, and they are free. We love to have everyone, so it's great. And then the president of our board, Wayne Wagner, is doing an organ recital over at Bethlehem Lutheran Church in Mankato on Tuesday, July 18th. It's a 31 rank pipe organ.
Wow.
I know, it's going to be incredible. So we are taking a trip over to Mankato, and we'll be leaving about 11 o'clock or so on Tuesday.
So do you have a bus or does everybody drive?
Carpool.
Carpool.
We
okay.
carpool. So we have several people who are willing to drive, and we have their insurance,
Yep.
on file, and it works out really well.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
the buses are too expensive,
Yeah.
and you need about 50 people to fill them. We don't always have that many. Sometimes there's
Right.
smaller groups out of town, so usually we get by with 2 minivans and a car, and it works out great.
Right.
And then we have 2 more. Also in July, Jim Heath, who is a very active participant at the center, is going to be doing a program on artificial intelligence. Yeah, it's going to be so interesting. We got into conversation about it one time, just some people at the center, and he said, I should do a show on this. I should do a program.
We hear so much about artificial
Yeah.
intelligence, but it would be really interesting to find out what does it all mean? What does it all entail?
How does it impact our lives?
Right.
How is it going to
How
impact
is
our
it going
lives?
to?
So
Right.
that's what this program will be about. It'll be Thursday, July 20th, 1:30 at the center. And then we're coming back to the library for History of the Blues on Tuesday, July 25th.
Oh, neat.
So lots of good stuff going on.
So do these usually last like an hour, half
About
hour?
an hour.
About an hour, okay.
Sometimes they go hour and a half, 2 hours, depends on
depends
how
on-
our conversation and what all happens. But generally about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nice, the building is handicap accessible, we have plenty of parking, and being free.
Do you have to call ahead for reservation or
No,
not?
no.
Perfect.
The only
Yes.
one we do is the coming to the museum on July 13th for the Prohibition.
Because the museum requests it, right?
Requests that very limited seating.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, but that's
Okay.
what's going on there. We also have our Friends in the Kitchen, our cooking class, which has about 30 people every month. It's free, put on by Lutheran Social Services. And I don't know if you know her chef, Renee Retzlaff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is our instructor, and she comes, and each month she makes 3 different meals, and all the participants get to sample the meals and take home the recipes. So, and they're compiling them now into this very large packet of book of all the recipes.
Okay.
And that's on the second Wednesday of every month, so July 14th.
Okay.
That'll be, and we still have our sheep head, our bridge, our 500, hand and foot cards. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
No.
I've never played it. We have a group that plays it, and the group keeps getting bigger. They love it. It's like canasta or rummy.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's going on. We also have cribbage and, of course, bingo,
Right.
which is huge. We have bingo every Wednesday at 1:30.
Which we are going to, Ulm Real Estate is going to come and call bingo in the winter when it's a little bit quieter. Yeah.
It is fun to have some guest bingo callers.
Yes, it would be fun.
In our bingo payout, we do a cash payout. We pay out exactly as much as we take in. It used to be a flat $4, but now we do it per card. It's $1 a
Okay.
card to play. And however many cards we sell, that's what we pay out.
That's a good deal.
So if we
yeah.
pay out, if we get 100 cards, we pay out $5.
Right.
It's kind of a neat thing.
Exactly.
So, what else is going on? I think that's about. Did I miss anything?
Well, there's always, there's so much stuff on the calendar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We have a lot going on. I try to get a variety of things
Oh,
because
the
everyone has different
sail
tastes.
exercise class.
Yes, thank you. Every Tuesday and Friday at 10:30. Newcomers are always welcome. It's not an aerobic exercise. It's more stretching, fall prevention, balance kind of thing. It's in rooms 111 and 112. We have 4 great instructors. It's sponsored by Catholic Charities, so it's free. And they come in, they just have to register one of the first time, and then you're welcome to come. We have plenty of men in the group. It's not just women. And newcomers are always coming in. There's
Good.
generally 20 to 25 people every week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but every Tuesday and Friday, and that's year round.
Year round,
It doesn't
okay.
stop in the summer.
Right,
So
right.
everything goes on all year round. Yeah,
Yes.
so that's what's going
Good.
on at the senior center.
Lots of good things.
It keeps us busy,
That's right.
but that's what we
right.
want. We want to provide opportunities for people to do things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And
Appreciate
we'll
it.
be right back. You do such a good job. Welcome back. Now we have Crystal Fleck from Community Education, and she has a full list of things going on with community ed also through ISD 88. So welcome. So what do you all have this month?
A lot of things in July. We have a lot of youth things, so I'm going to kind of touch on the youth.
Keep them busy for
yeah.
the summer, right?
We have a mini container garden that is with one of our, she's a para actually at the middle school, so a lot of kids would probably know her, Korean Altman.
Sure.
And so she's going to be doing that. That's ages 7 to 11. That is July 18th. So that's something they could sign up for. We have CPR AED training, which is always good. We had first aid last month, and this coming month will be CPR.
So then you can get certified and if you're a daycare license?
So this is for the youth.
Oh,
so
this is youth,
just
really?
yeah,
Oh,
youth.
wow.
Yep.
Okay,
So
okay.
that is July 20th. In the fall, I will have it for adults. Though.
Okay.
So that's good
That's
to know.
really neat for the kids, so
Yeah.
that's neat.
And then we have babysitting training and Home Alone, which is always a hit. It's actually the same day, so it's kind of nice. They're back to back. If you want to sign your kids up for both or just one, you
Okay.
can do that. That is coming on August. I'm just going to kind of give you like the
Yeah.
first week of August because
No,
I
that's a
know
good idea, yeah.
life goes fast.
So
and
if you
then
want to, babysitting, so what ages do you usually see, like 10 to
10
13?
and- 10 and up.
10 and up, okay, okay. And is it during the morning hours
It
or?
is
Okay.
the morning, so
Okay.
that would be 9 to 1, and then the Home Alone is right after.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
that's kind of third grade and up.
And my daughters took this a long time ago, and it really, really is a good idea.
It is.
Yeah,
A lot of kids take it.
yes.
And then we have Bridget Gusso, who's one of our art teachers. She does some art things in the summer. She is going to be doing recycled arts this time around with kind of paper mache things. She
Oh,
always
cool.
has something fun planned. That is July 10th.
Okay,
So you want to get signed up. It's filling up fast.
okay.
And then we have a yoga stretching for gymnasts or anybody that, this is youth again, anybody that's interested in yoga or getting to know yoga. Emma Bakes does it. She will hold that at the Civic Center.
Okay.
She did it last year for figure skating girls, but this year she kind of opened up so anybody.
So is it just one day or is it several days?
That is 3 days.
3 days,
3 different
okay.
days, from 3 to 3:40. And
Okay.
that's, again, in August, but I'm, just want to make sure, people know
No,
about
by
it.
the time you get signed up,
Yeah.
right, right.
Yes. And then, of course, the Grand has the Creativity Camp. We had one in June, which we talked about last month, which filled
Right,
fast.
right.
And then we have another one in July. That'll be July 31st through August 3rd.
And if you haven't seen the pictures, check on Facebook under the Grand, because they have, it's amazing what they've all been creating. It's really neat.
So many fun things.
Yes, it's
And they
really
have
good.
a separate, so K through 3 and then 4 through 7.
Okay.
K through 3 is in the morning, 4 through 7 is in the afternoon.
Okay, and they sign up through you for that also?
Sign up through me.
Okay.
Yep. They
okay.
can go to, we have an LEO website, or they can call me, whichever is easier for them. But the LEO is newulm.ce.eleyo.com.
Okay,
So they can go right on there. All the registration, all the class info, everything's on there.
right. And then you can pay online right away too?
Pay online.
Right.
If you prefer not to, then you'll have to sign up through me. You can call, and then
Mm-hmm.
I can sign you up kind of on the inside and then send a check.
Okay, and what is your phone number?
507-233-8307.
So this is all going on July and the first part of August, and I suppose you're getting ready for your fall brochure and
Mhm.
all those things that are going on as well.
That's what we're working on right now.
I believe it, everyone was always a couple months ahead of everything, so it's really neat. But you've got some really fun things
We
going
do.
on.
And then one more thing at the Grand, we have the Fiber Camp, the
Oh,
Fibers Arts
yes.
Camp,
Mhm.
playing with textiles and fabrics. And that is July 17th through the 20th.
Is that where they're learning how to macrame?
Yep.
To the,
I think it is.
yes, yeah, it looked really neat.
They have
Yeah,
fun things.
yeah.
And then I just want to mention too, for adult, we do have the State Fair coming up July 31st. The bus is filling, so.
So you can go on a bus through at New Ulm and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
go to State Fair for the day?
Yep, for the
Okay,
day. So we leave
okay.
about 6 in the morning, we leave the fair about 4. It's on a coach bus that's air conditioned. They drop you off right at the gate, pick you up right at the gate. If you want a break in the middle of the afternoon, you can come back and sit on the bus. There's AC just to,
Because it is hard finding parking there, so this would really be So tickets, about how much are tickets?
$30.
$30,
for-
okay, okay.
For that's just for the bus fee, and then you can buy your tickets advanced at the chamber
Mm-hmm.
for a discount, or you can get them at the gate,
Okay, and it's filling up fast, so
filling up fast,
call soon.
filling up fast.
That's really a great idea,
Yeah.
just take the bus up,
Yeah,
yeah,
easy.
yeah, that's right.
That's
All right. Well, anything else that's coming up?
Not in July, I'll be back for August.
Exactly,
Because we have
yes,
a lot planned for August as well, but August is so busy with getting ready for school and
right,
kids coming back and.
right, right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
you've got a lot of fun things going on for
do.
kids right now, so
I
if you
do.
need to keep your kids busy, call Crystal, because she's got some really fun things going on.
We do.
Yes, yeah. All right, well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I have Jeannie Kretsch here with Turner Hall, and there is a spot in the center of New Ulm at Turner Hall that is busy the month of July, especially this year. This year, yes. So we'll first just touch on the Rothskeller, the restaurant. They've got summer hours.
Summer's hours are Wednesdays through Sunday, beginning about 11 o'clock, and goes until whenever time people aren't there.
Yeah, like
So,
8 or 9 o'clock, something like that, right?
Usually about 9,
Right.
10 o'clock at
So
the
you can grab a burger, and they always have lunch specials, you were saying, too.
There's different specials daily, and everybody is invited to come. I mean, you don't have to be a member any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone is welcome to come.
And it's good food. It's
Very good food.
And then you can sit out on the deck and just
Yes.
enjoy, you can enjoy looking over the new parking lot that just was,
The parking lot is looking splendid already, and it's not finished yet.
Right,
But it
right.
will be done, I'm hoping, by the 4th of July. It might go into that week, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping, they might wait until after the 4th.
yeah, the asphalt is all there, just needs to be
Yes,
striped
so
in,
it's,
right?
it's just settling now, and then
Okay.
they can correct any misfortunes that there
Okay.
may be. Yes.
And then we've got 4th of July, and 4th of July at Turner Hall is one of my favorites. And how many years do you think 4th of July at Turner Hall has been?
I think it's been going on forever,
Forever?
as long as I can remember, I know that.
There is something about sitting in the park, even on a hot day, because there's so much shade in that park, and listening to the music and eating the Turner Hall delicious food. So what time of day does it start?
It starts at 11 o'clock and goes through 6 o'clock. We have live music, cold beer, brats, burgers, kids tent, ice cream park. We also have the Turner Ladies Pie Social in the Founders Room upstairs. 1919 root beer floats with -S ice cream.
Oh, wow. Oh,
And the
nice.
entertainment is Adam the Jammers, Albin Stern, Concord Singers, and the Wenninger Band.
And this is all within from 11 to 6, and they just keep moving those bands through. It really is a peaceful time,
It
and there's
is.
so many people. Bring your own chair.
Bring your own chair. We prefer, you cannot bring coolers in
No.
because we provide all of the food, beverages, German potato salad, sauerkraut with the brats and burgers.
Right, so you can order whatever you want to. You can have a German platter too, so it's
Yes.
delicious. So if you've never
Thank
been,
you.
it really is a wonderful, wonderful community event and a tradition, really. So
It is
it's
very
neat.
much so, yes.
Yes. Okay, so Turner Hall, we were just talking, so there's how many Turner Halls in the United States?
50 Turners left in the America, yes.
50.
50.
Okay, so 50?
And this is the 50, well, we haven't gotten on to the festival yet, but this
Right.
is the 56th festival, and it happens every 4 years. It's always in a different city.
Wow.
And many of them were done in the Milwaukee area. I'm not sure if Minnesota ever had one.
Wow.
I
So in-
researched it a little bit, but I couldn't find out for sure if anyone
And Turner's were founded in Berlin, Germany, correct?
in that area,
Yeah, in that
Bavaria,
area,
and
right.
yes,
So the Turner group was part of the people that actually settled New Ulm, so we've got a strong Turner.
settled in New Ulm and actually started the city,
Mhm, right,
the founders of Turner Hall.
right, along with the Cincinnati Land Association, so it really is
Yes.
near and dear to all of our pioneers' hearts
One
here.
of our hearts,
Yes,
yes.
that's
Many
right.
of us are from that ancestry.
Right, exactly, yes. Okay, so we've got this National Turnfest.
Correct.
And she was just showing me this book. It's Turner Topics, and it's put on by the American Turners National Office from North Aurora, Illinois. And a beautiful picture right away when you open up, you see our Mayor Kathleen and a message to us. But so the fest is going on. What dates is the fest all going on?
The festival is from July 25th through the 29th, beginning, and everyone is welcome to attend, everyone. There is a slight fee at some of the locations.
Now, there's a lot of things going on in a lot of different areas.
Yes.
And it's not, so we're taping it, of course, at the end of June, so they don't have the final numbers. But so far, as of June 15th, they had 206 entries in the track and field division. That includes a lot of running in different groups, shot put, distance runs and relays, softball throws, running, standing and running jump, and the hurl ball. I bet you're gonna do that one, right?
Definitely, if I find out what it is.
Exactly, yeah. And then there's 61 entries already for golf. There's a 5K with 74 entries. In that, pickleball, there's 88 entries already in different age categories. There's a volleyball tournament. There is so many things going on. It's amazing. So it's really all over town. I mean, from the golf course to the
Pickleball will be at Lincoln Park, volleyball will be at New Ulm Middle School, gymnastics, of course, will be down at the rec center. Middle school is doing track and field, and swimming at the New Ulm Rec Center. And the cultural events, we didn't mention those.
Right.
There's about 120 entries at this point.
and the cultural events were again.
It goes from painting to writing to speaking, photography. I mean, there's pages of it, pages. I mean, there's
Yes.
65 different
Any-
categories.
Right.
From
Quilting, I suppose,
Quilting,
and heart hanger,
counted
we're
cross
talking, okay?
stitch, heart hanger, yes.
Okay,
So that will be done at Turner Hall.
that'll be at Turner Hall, okay,
Correct.
okay.
That will be good.
So these things, there'll probably be a list probably in the paper about where these things are gonna be, or on your website.
Yes.
And then you can feel free to come to any of them also, and,
Everyone is welcome to come, and we need also many volunteers.
yes, okay, so if we wanted to volunteer, where do we
You would
call?
call me,
Okay, okay,
276-4541, or Carol Steinhaus. Her and I are in charge of getting all the volunteers, and it's 276-5798 for Carol.
okay, and so volunteers are needed to help score these and other athletic events, so there's a lot of volunteers that are needed also.
Yes.
And then, because Turner Hall will be hopping with food and whatnot as
We're
well.
going to be open every single day that week.
Okay.
And also, not to forget, on Wednesday and Friday, going back, there will be a parade starting on German Street and going, I don't remember, I don't have the details of the
Right.
exact locations, but it will end at German Park, and then the New Ulm Municipal Band will be playing that night also, but we will have our opening ceremony there. And
Neat.
then
So
on-
Wednesday night, okay, will be the parade and the deal at German Park for
Correct.
anyone to come as well.
Correct.
Okay.
And then we go from there up to Turner Park and have a festival, or German Park, not German, our group, and that will be, there'll be a $10 fee to get in, because we will have to charge for that. And the Bach Boys will be playing, and we will have the park open, and we will again be serving food and beer,
Okay, and that'll be Wednesday night also?
Wednesday and
Okay.
Friday.
And Friday night too, okay?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so please volunteer if you're watching this, because they really do need, that's gonna, if you think about all the different areas that they're needing to cover, volunteers are really, really needed,
Yes, it is.
right?
Please.
Right. Okay, so then do you have a closing ceremony as well?
The closing ceremony will be Saturday night, the banquet at Turner Hall, and that will be all of the
Participants?
participants
Okay,
and judges and all of the parents and
Okay,
whoever comes, and all of you are welcome.
okay. So
But
how
we
many are you
need-
expecting for that?
I think Andrea said maybe 1,000. I
Okay.
don't know where we're going to put them all. The youth division will be in the heritage room downstairs.
Sure.
And then the main banquet upstairs.
Okay, right, and that is the other thing too, like these subgroups are really broke up into ages also, so
Yes.
there's plenty of things for everyone.
I'm going to be running, or not running, I'm going to go in the 5K, but
Good for
I'm going to
you.
walk.
Yes, so
And I'm-
walkers, or it can be a walk or a run.
I think so. They're
Right.
just saying run, but I'm signed up. But
Good for you.
I'm not I'm running.
And you also said that you're gonna put in your cross stitch in the cultural
I have a cross
too.
stitch and a heart hanger
Okay.
angel.
So make sure that if you wanna volunteer, it's probably gonna be, by the time you see this, it's probably gonna be too late to be able to get your entries in, but make sure that you come to Turner Hall to look at all the entries and then
Right.
the different areas to watch. That's incredible, that's wonderful. And then we were talking sauerkraut supper and everything else is coming up with the Turner ladies, so yes, it's a busy.
Turner ladies are the backbone of Turner Hall.
They really are.
And they started right after the 1856. I think we are 1859, our
And
start.
that amount of money that you've pledged back to Turner Hall for repairs and whatnot is really phenomenal.
I think it's well over $200,000.
Right, and then, so then there's a brand-new Turner Gymnastics building
Correct.
along with the city that they've,
The New Ulm Recreational Center. and
Right,
it's- I
right.
think, and then our name is on,
yes, yeah. But just know that is still the.
it's still part of
still
Turner
part of
Hall.
Turner, right.
We're renting the space there because we no longer could keep it at Turner Hall in order to fulfill our obligation for banquets, and which would truly be our money-making
Right.
event right now.
Right, right. And that's the other thing, if you want to have a wedding or any kind of banquet too, to contact
I think
Turner
the
Hall for
fire
that too.
department now has had their coronation at Turner last year, and I think that will definitely be there again this year.
Oh, fun, okay, all right. Anything else, Jeannie?
Well, I have a lot of things written down, but I don't remember if we covered them all.
Well, she'll be on again next month and we'll see if we can recap the Turn Fest, but please make sure you attend. It's never been in Minnesota before, so it's an honor that it's here.
It is.
So,
It's a big job, but we will do our best.
that's right, I know you will. All right, thank you so much, we'll be right back. Well, now I am with Leroy Harris from the library, from the City of New Ulm Library, and there's always so many things going on. I know my grandkids are loving the summer reading program through the library. So what else do we have going on?
Well, as you mentioned, Lisa, the summer reading program, and our theme this year is Dig Into Reading, is still going on. It'll be going on all through the end of July. And so there's lots of fun things connected to that in the children's section of the library. So story time and pajama story time are still happening on Mondays and Wednesdays. We also have some special story times as well. So we just, coming on Monday, so it'll be after this. But there's another one on July, I want to say 17th. I got to make sure I do it right. Yes, July 17th at the normal story time on Monday. We're going to be having our music, movement, and stories, and that's with a local music therapist, Anna de St. Croix. And so she'll be doing stories and leading fun activities, and so we're hoping to be able to continue that even after the summer.
That sounds fun.
So we're excited about that. And then our Friday special story time that we do once a month is going to be on Friday, July 7th, the first Friday of the month. And then our 3 age differentiated activities for kids, so the Creative Kids, the Wacky Wonders, and the Teen Tuesdays are all going to be happening twice a month in July. Normally they're once a month during the school year, but in summer you can go twice. And
Keep them busy.
oh yes, yeah, and we're having lots of fun things all related to the theme, Dig Into Reading. So if you want to get messy, if you want to make something fun, if you want to do some digging, come down to the library. Those programs you do need to register for.
Okay.
And so if you go onto the library's website and click on events, and then find the date of the program, there's a link to register right
Okay,
there.
But they're free to attend, right?
Absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
They're free to attend, and if you don't want to go on the website, you can always call the library and we can get you registered over the phone,
Perfect.
and that's not a problem. We also have a kids comedy magic show in July. Robert the Magician, he's been here before, is going to be back this year on Thursday, July 13th at 2 o'clock. He's always a lot of fun. The kids really enjoy him. And then we also have two afternoon movies, which happen on Fridays at 2 p.m. One's going to be on July 14th and one on July 28th.
Okay.
And so go to the children's room. If there's enough people, they come down here to the meeting room, but there's free popcorn, and come down and enjoy a fun kids movie. So on the kids side of things, all that fun stuff going on.
It sounds like a great time to be a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
On the adult side of things, we have a bunch of our regular programming happening. So of course, our needle working group is still meeting every Wednesday morning, every first and third Wednesday morning of the month.
Okay.
And then we've got our book clubs, our Litwitz Book Club, first Monday of the month in the evening at 6:30. Our History Book Club, third Tuesday of the month at noon. And our Mystery Book Club, which is the last Monday of the month in the evening at 6:30. Our Poetry Group is meeting second Monday of the month at 6:30 in the evening. Our Memoir Writing Group is meeting, and our Genealogy Club. And those are the first Monday of the month at 10 in the morning and the third Thursday of the month at 6:30 in the evening, respectively.
Oh, he keeps us all straight, right? Yes.
That's why I have notes, right? As for our not so regular programs, first, we've got the New Ulm Film Society is continuing their series on the history of special effects. We just had a fun time watching Forbidden Planet here in June, and in July we're going to be watching Jason and the Argonauts. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then we have author and researcher Chad Lewis is going to be back at the library. So he's a psychologist who specializes in understanding people's encounters with things that can't be explained.
Interesting.
And yes, and so he goes all over the world and he does research in archives and looks up the way that people describe how they had strange experiences. And he's going to be sharing about the history of UFO encounters here in Minnesota, including going all the way back into the 1800s. And so there's going to be some really neat things there. So please come down. That's going to be Friday, July 7th at 3:30 in the afternoon. He's
Okay,
gonna
and
be
that'll
here.
be downstairs.
Yep, that'll be right here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're very pleased to have an art exhibit coming to the library in July. Local artist Abigail Skorenki, she goes to Bethany College and she's done the art exhibit there. And her husband attends Martin Luther College here in New Ulm, and he's Ukrainian. And she's put together an art exhibit where she has done portraits of members of his family since the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Oh, neat.
And so they're very large, really neat portraits. And so they're going to be here starting on Monday, July 10th through Friday, July 21st. And she's going to give a presentation on the exhibit on Wednesday evening, July 12th at 6:30 and talk about the story behind each of the paintings.
Oh, that
So,
really sounds really interesting.
Yeah, very
Firsthand,
interesting.
right.
Yep, and so we're very excited to be able to have her come. And then later on in the month, we also have guitarist and music historian Joey Leone, who's been in a number of different bands over the years, spanning decades. He is going to come and talk about the history of blues in America. And so that's going to be a combination presentation / concert because he's going to be playing a number of different tunes on a number of different guitars that he has, and going to talk about how the blues developed and how they've impacted American culture. So we're very excited for that too.
So if you like blues music, this is the one
Yes.
to definitely. So getting back to the regular programs like the genealogy club and the book clubs. So if somebody wants to join in, do they have to register ahead? They can just
Nope,
come.
they can just come.
Just come, okay.
And with the book clubs, we always try to keep copies of the books available at the circulation desk.
Okay.
And so you can come pick up a copy, check it out, and then just come to the discussion and join in. We have new people pop in all the time. And if you can't make it, that's fine. Happens
It's
all
a
the time.
great way to meet people, though.
Yes, yes, it
really
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yes,
Been a lot
yes.
of fun.
Okay, so you've got enough things going on for July for
Yes.
old and young. So yes, anything else?
The library's 3D printer and memory lab, of course, are still available. And our memory lab is getting pretty regular use, which is good. So we have 2 stations in the memory lab. We've got our digitization station where you can take old media, audio cassettes, phonographs, VHS tapes, etc., and we can get them turned into digital files, and then you can save them or put them on DVD or share them however you like. And then we have our scanning and microfilm station, and so our archival collection of microfilm can be accessed at that station, as well as our scanner has the software to be able to digitize documents, photographs, slides, negatives, all sorts of things in that way. And so we have those available for use, and of course, it's free. And
So the digitize, the film that you have, that would be like the old journal, New Ulm journals and different things that you can research and
Yep, yeah,
look into?
we have newspapers going all the way back to the New Ulm Pioneer, which was published in 1860s before the U.S. Dakota War, and all the way up through. We just ordered I think up through 2020 for microfilm of the New Ulm Journal, and so we've got quite a range of all the different newspapers that were here in New Ulm.
That's amazing. So if you have nothing to do, you can read newspapers for the next 20 years.
more than that even, I would imagine.
Every day. Every day, yes. All right. Well, thank you. You've always are always enlightened us with everything that you've got going on, and how you find all these different people to speak and so forth is just amazing.
Well, we certainly try. We like to keep the community engaged.
You're doing great. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Now I have Sarah Warmka with the City of New Ulm, with the Chamber of Commerce here, and this is exciting because it's always fun to find out what's happening in the month when Bavarian Blast is also happening. So it's a lot of moving parts in New Ulm right now.
Right, yes, July is busy.
Yes.
That's for sure.
So make sure you mow your lawns in case it rains, yes.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, we've just been super busy with tourists coming in all the time, and it's good though, it's fun to see
It
it.
is fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we've got a couple fun things, but one of the trademark things is Crazy Days.
Crazy Days, yeah.
Okay.
It's been happening for how many years,
Right.
right? And it's changed throughout the years, and things have transitioned as they do. But yes, it's coming up again, so it'll be July 14th through the 16th, so Friday through Sunday. So deals and sales, discounts all over town, not just downtown, but really at all of our retailers that want to participate. I know usually like Cashwise and Hy-Vee and Runnings, they all do stuff too. So it's a great time to shop and to help our retailers turn over some inventory to make room for new fresh inventory, things for the fall and whatnot. So it's a little early this year because Bavarian Blast and Turnfest are the following 2 weekends in July, and so the retailers were wanting to move it up a little bit so that their stores aren't chaos. That
Right.
is Crazy Days when all
Right.
those tourists are in town. So it'll be the 14th through the 16th. Saturday, July 15th will be kind of the big day where you're really downtown. The ping pong ball toss will be at 9 a.m. from the top of the Inspire Weddings and Events building, so at Minnesota and 2nd North. And so be there sharp, 9 a.m. Have you ever come to that?
Yes, and it's fun. It's
so
fun. It is.
Last year, I think we had record crowds, so
Yeah.
it was just super fun. So yeah, it's most of the retailers' husbands actually who are up there on the roof.
Of course it is, yes.
Right?
They're having fun up there.
Yes, right. It's always the whole family gets involved with these things, but it's fun. So, and I like too that it's through the Chamber and the New Ulm Business and Retail Association that's doing Crazy Days, but it's really led by our business owners and volunteers who are on these committees. But yeah, so there's $300 in chamber dollars being given out on these ping pong balls, mostly $5 increments, but there's two $50 ones.
Ooh, that'd be a nice one,
Right?
yes.
And then other sales and discounts all over town.
Right.
So yeah,
And then are you having a movie again this year?
not a movie,
Not
no.
a movie, okay, okay.
But there is Marketstrasse, which is taking place from 9 to 2 that day. So this is the 3rd year we've had Marketstrasse as part of Crazy Days. So Maker Faire, Minnesota, out of St. Peter, they have a big event in October, same time as Oktoberfest. But it's just a really highly renowned, well-run, big draw kind of craft show in St. Peter. And so this is kind of a break off of them,
That's
a little
neat.
satellite event, I guess. We call it Marketstrasse, which is a tribute to olden days, Market Street here in New Ulm, to have all these sales. So they're filling the streets with their tents, and it's all handcrafted artisan goods. So no,
It's
you know,
wonderful stuff,
yeah,
yes.
no resale, anything. It's all just handcrafted, really good, high quality items.
And all different things every year, it seems like, yeah.
For sure,
Yeah.
no matter what you're looking for.
It draws a good crowd, so make sure you come down and check that out.
Yeah, and that's from 9 to 2 on Saturday,
Okay.
July 15th. They'll have food trucks and things too, and then the farmers market's happening at that same time. So then that's downtown too. So it should just be a really lively downtown fun event.
Right, especially 9 o'clock, ping pong and,
Yep.
and all the stores and everything opening. Okay, you mentioned farmer's market, that's just
Yeah.
getting underway.
Right.
This-
Yeah. Well, right
yes,
now it is.
now,
By the
right.
time this airs, it'll
Right.
be have run. So yeah. So we're excited. There's of course it's KNUJ's Farmers Market. I know Jim Bartles, I think, interviewed me last month when we talked about this. But there's a group for the Downtown Action Team, which is a subcommittee of the Chamber and the Heart of New Ulm, to really try and drive more families and have there be more family-friendly activities at the farmers market. Lots of reasons for that. Obviously, farmers markets are healthy places to go. It exposes kids to healthy, locally sourced options for food, and so there's a lot of reasons why. Plus, just to have the downtown be more vibrant and have people then cross, go
Exactly.
shopping or grab a coffee downtown or whatever you want to do there. So yeah, there's live music a lot of the weekends, kids activities. We have a spinning wheel that'll be there hopefully every week where kids and adults can answer questions, trivia questions, and those will change up and win prizes. And then coloring sheets. We actually got some of the elements from the mural, the downtown.
Oh, sure.
And so
Okay.
those will be coloring
Oh,
sheets that
neat.
kids can take, and recipe books from Alina, and so it's just gonna be a really fun time.
So the farmer's market is still on Thursdays at Cashwise parking lot,
Right.
but then you've got the special one Saturday mornings
Yes.
down on German Street,
Mhm.
and that's where it's just more of a blown up version
Right.
of farmer's market, a lot more
Right.
fun. And what time does that start in the morning?
9
9
o'clock.
o'clock,
So it
okay,
goes from 9
okay.
until noon
9
every
until noon,
Saturday on
every
German
Saturday.
Street.
Okay, so it's garden produce, but a whole lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I mean, like the Riverside History Nature Learning Center is bringing a bison exhibit. I forget what day that is. And
Right.
yeah, just live ukulele is this weekend. I mean, it's just going to be really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, so check that out on German Street also.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we've got a crazy fun thing coming up. Let me just make sure I got those. We've got sand volleyball. Tell me about this.
So, kind of a crazy idea, right? Like, what if we closed down a block of Minnesota Street and just filled it with sand and had a sand volleyball tournament?
Why not?
Why not? Right? Thinking, I mean, from a marketing perspective, we think this is going to be really good for the community. And it'll be super fun. And for the participants and everyone. So yeah, we're bringing in, I think it's 470 tons of sand. So it's the first weekend in August. So the sand volleyball tournament will be on Saturday, August 5th. The games start at 8 a.m., I believe. Registrations are open now, so we'll see how many teams come in and how many, how the bracket all works out in terms of timing. But there'll be 4 courts downtown for all these games. People are encouraged to bring lawn chairs and come down and watch the activity. The bars will have their liquor license extended too, so you can, if you want to grab a beverage or a soda or water or whatever you'd like, that you could have that out into the street. There's also going to be a sand castle contest, so we're really trying to think of it as a family-friendly thing, right? That you can have bring your kids and see all the sand in downtown and how that's going to look and what that's going to be like.
So
and
what
then-
2 streets will it be by?
So it's right in front of the chamber. So
Okay.
from Center Street until First North.
Okay.
So just
okay.
that one block.
Just that one block, okay.
One block
One
only.
block of 400
Of
some
fun.
tons. That sounds really fun. It really does. Yes.
Yeah, 26 dump trucks. Yeah.
Oh, my.
That'll be fun. So come down and watch it happening too on
Right.
Friday. So we're closing the streets at noon, and so the sand will start to be delivered at noon on Friday. And then there's talk about there being a Friday night activity also.
Okay.
So hopefully that will work. I'm looking because State Street Theater, right? Have you heard of this yet? That we're so there's a Jimmy
It's-
Buffett event, right?
right.
And so hopefully there's a way to tie in.
We are working on it. Yeah, the marketing
Yeah.
team is working on it.
And
Yeah.
I think that would be really great
It really
too.
would be.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy
Beach-
Buffett's
and
beach volleyball
sand
and
yes,
and
margaritas. Yes, right.
Okay, so then if you wanted to register to play in this, do you call the chamber?
You sure can.
Okay.
Yep. Or registration forms are online at newulm.com.
At
Or
Newulm.
give us a call.
Okay.
Yep. At
Right,
233.
newulm.com, yes.
Yes.
And they've got your calendar is always really great of everything that's happening in New Ulm. If it's, from the Bavarian Blast and going to their link to the movies that are playing for the kids at the Phoenix Theater. So there's so
Right.
many different things. So yes.
Lots of community events. And that's what the event calendar at newulm.com is for, is any community event. It's not limited to chamber members. It's for anyone doing
Everything.
anything in
Right.
the community, and they want the public to come.
Yes, I know. If you could just have the time to do all these things, like just even in 1 week, it would really be a lot of fun, because you've got a lot of fun things going on in New Ulm.
There's
Yes.
so much. It's a great
Yes,
town.
It really is. Okay, so lots of tour groups. Any interesting people that have come in lately from farther away, or?
We just had someone from Germany yesterday.
Oh, that's fun.
Which is
Yeah.
fun for sure. We have our greeters, so we have a greeter program, so volunteers that work at the chamber office and help tourists as they come in. They're out there helping our tourists find things, and so I'm not sure exactly where everyone's
Yeah.
from,
It's neat,
but
though.
yeah, it's super fun
It's
for
fun,
sure.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
coming
much.
on.
For sure.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm with Tamara Firth from the Grand Center for Arts and Culture. And we've got some things, exciting things happening, both to the building and different happenings just at the Grand. So-
Exactly. Yes, we want people to know that we're still up and running. I know when you walk or drive by, it looks like, oh, the building's, definitely under construction. And it will be like that for the summer. But we are
Okay.
continuing with all our programming. So we do have live music every Friday night. We've got a fun lineup now for July. We've got Jazz 10 coming in on the 7th. The Lone Canary, which is actually a group out of, they're kind of a regional touring group out of Illinois, and it's just fun Americana music. Then on the 21st, we have the Dan Duffy Orchestra, which is swing music, which we haven't had there for a long time.
Right.
And then we'll finish off the month on the 28th with jazz. But yeah, it's the regular, in the summer, we're usually outdoors, but obviously with what's going on, all of our music's inside in the cabaret.
Right.
So.
And it's wonderful because none of these have a cover charge either, correct?
Right.
Right, so you can just come down, and when I'm touring people in New Ulm, I always say, just go and just listen to the music, have a glass of wine. There's no cover
Exactly.
charge, and you can come and go, but it's wonderful just to sit there.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have a lot of talented musicians that come through the cabaret, and it's thanks to support from regional art centers and grants and such, that we're able to provide that music to the public for free.
Right.
So.
Right, it's fantastic. So what else do you have going on?
So we also have now in July an exhibit by a regional artist out of Mankato, Justin Eck, and he's a very talented young man. Started out with just painting, and then has gone into painting murals, kind of more, I don't know if you'd call it graffiti art, but it's that mural art, and he does a lot of interesting artwork. So we're lucky to have him in our gallery for the month of July.
Okay, so he's up on the second floor on the four
Yes.
pillars, and again, there's no charge to get into there either.
Exactly,
great.
exactly. I know all these.
I know, it's
all
fun.
these free bonuses. And then in the front of our building, so underneath the scaffolding, and the reason the scaffolding is there, I should say where the people walk, it's just to protect the walkers. So you're safe to walk underneath it. But we have our smallest museum, and we have just some really beautiful tile work from our young kiddos from the creativity camp. We were able to work out a partnership with a tile works place out of Tucson, Arizona, that Ann Makepeace was familiar with. So she donated the tile, kind of worked with Santa Teresa Tile Works, so that kids could have that opportunity to create mosaic tiles. And the neat thing too about this Santa Teresa Tile Works is that they are like a nonprofit, and so the money they make goes to help educate students in the Tucson, Arizona
So it's a
area.
win-win.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh, that's neat.
So they had a lot of fun with that. So their work will be on display through the beginning of August. And then as far as programming, it's a little bit slower in July. Other than our camps during the summer, we don't do as many classes just because we find that people are so busy with all the stuff, right? Travels,
right.
weddings, reunions, all that. So we do have our July 15th Children's Learn to Paint class, and then we do have a fiber arts camp coming up, and that's July 17th through the 20th. And that'll be at the Grand, but you register through Community Ed.
Okay.
So you can find it on our website, it'll link you to Community Ed. But that we did last year, we had a really positive response. It's sewing, weaving, fabric dyeing, it's just a lot of neat stuff. So we've got that going on for students through 5th through 12th grade, so a little bit older.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That'll
so-
give them something to do in July before,
Exactly.
right?
Yes, yeah. I know a lot of parents do look for activities for
Yeah,
kids, so
it-
we
it
like to have a
helps.
few, but.
It
yeah.
helps to break up their days a little bit, so that's wonderful.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and then we do also still have room in our second creativity camp, which starts July 31st and runs through August 3rd. So
Okay.
that too is hosted at the Grand but runs through Community Ed. So they can take a look at that. And yeah, I guess just a few other notes to make. On our website, we have an all call for artists because we're looking to create our 2024 schedule in the gallery. So the information, if it's not up now, it should be up soon. But it's just telling them what is required as far as a portfolio, that type of thing, because we really like to get a variety of artists in, from sculptures to painters to photographers to 3D art. So anyway, if you're interested and you want to have your work on display, take a look at our website or give us a call. And then also, as I mentioned, the building is going to be under repair for the summer, probably into early fall. And so this was kind of an unexpected expense that we're having to incur. And just your support, is much appreciated because we're so fortunate to have such a wonderful arts and culture center in our rural community. And if we want to continue with that programming, we need to have a building where we can have these events. And so it just, it takes money to fix it. So you can always call the Grand or again, check out our website. And our number is 359-9222. Otherwise, just the Grand, newulm.org.
So are the decks back on it yet or not
No.
quite? No? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they had to remove the balconies and just a lot of work. But the team that is repairing the building, they're incredible. They're
Good.
doing, beautiful job. So,
Yeah. So it's gonna
I think it's gonna be
better
solid
than-
moving
better
forward.
Than ever, better than ever.
Yes.
But completely unexpected. So any
Yes.
help is definitely appreciated, right?
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
And they have a great Facebook page to see like the things that the kids are doing or like Kay Martin's barn painting
Yeah.
classes. They're always featured on Facebook. So it's great to see all the activities that are happening there.
Yes,
So-
and so we still are, like you say, running our programming. We've had our artist residencies over the summer. So, just with a little added noise inside, but
Right, exactly. Yes.
otherwise it's all good. So,
It really is, yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And on behalf of NewCat and Prairie Lakes for the funding, we really appreciate you joining us this month for Something Artsy. Thank you. Never know who to thank at the end, if it's Prairie Lakes or Wuzhou, but I'm just going to go with that.
We always do, yeah.